Hello, thank you for joining me today. I would like to talk about a piece of check-on luggage that I really enjoyed. It's the one right here, Samsonite Lite-Cube DLX. And so we've been using this piece of luggage for probably, I would say, for the past 4 to 5 years. So that's when we purchased this. Actually, we have two pieces of the exact same size. One is this blue one that I'm showing you right now, and the other one, it's almost like a metallic silver color, and they might call it aluminum. And so the other piece I couldn't show you today because it's been put up and probably have a ton of stuff inside. But this is the piece that is readily available, and I want to show you. As a matter of fact, when I was comparing the two, I actually like this blue color better than the silver. We just got one of each anyway, just so that it's, I guess we can kind of play with the colors and see what we like, and then maybe it's easy to identify between maybe who's luggage and all the stuff. The reason I like this one better is because, or maybe I don't like the silver as much as the blue, is because you know how when we check in the luggages, right? So this is the check-in luggage size. When we do the check-in process, we have to put the stickers on, you know, just so that we can identify whose luggage that is, right? The little the tag things that shows the maybe serial number. I noticed on the silver one, usually the stickers leave some kind of glue mark on it, and then it gets, you know, the kind of the dust and dirty fingers and stuff like that. It shows black, you know, glue kind of sticky stuff on it, and it's just pretty obvious. And then the blue one, because it's darker color, it just doesn't show as much. So because of that reason, I like this blue better. It kind of hides the dirt better. I guess that's kind of what I wanted to say. And so like I said, we purchased this about 4 to 5 years ago. I don't know, maybe that's when they first came out, maybe it came out a couple of years prior to that, but that was in the store. I'm not sure, I haven't been to a Samsonite store recently, so I don't know if this is the one that it's or this model is currently in the store. But I just briefly look online, let's say on Amazon. I don't really see this particular model on there as much. I think they have some other ones out there, but we really like this one. I think I also got one set, one of the bigger ones, and one the check-in luggage for my mom as well, because the reason is I have been using Samsonite for probably, I would say, for the past 20 years. And you know, back in the days, first of all, they didn't have 4 wheels to begin with 20 years ago, and those luggages are always very sturdy. For the hard case one, the Samsonite is always very sturdy. I think I might have some issues, might be with the zippers in the past, but I have always been a big Samsonite fan. And as a matter of fact, when we were out shopping for new suitcases, I was actually debating between Samsonite and Rimowa. And so my brother has a checked-in the checked-in size Rimowa. I believe that might be the metal series. Very smooth. We enjoyed it. I mean, he enjoyed it, and I kind of tried it out. But when it comes time for me to buy my own, especially for the check-in ones, ultimately I settle on this set because it's light, it's hard case, it's light, it's easy to move. The wheels are very smooth. Like I can show you here. Right, this is empty, so it's extra easy, but this one is really easy to move. And from my experience traveling, because we have a couple of pieces of luggage that was non-branded previously. Some it could be inherited from my husband, and some maybe a piece or so it's inherited from an airline because they broke one of our luggage, and then they replaced it. It looks nice at the time when we pick up the replacement, but it was just kind of a piece of crap, I would have to say. The wheels was not working towards the end, and so it just doesn't last. So for me, for me personally, it's always a good thing for me to kind of invest. I mean, it's not really investing, right? Because the value of these doesn't go up, right? They depreciate. But for me, it's good to spend the money, and of course, when it's available, right? And to buy a good piece of luggage, especially if you travel quite often, just because I have gone through, the streets, maybe in Europe, between train stations and the hotel, and lugging around a few pieces of luggage and a stroller and a young toddler, and it was not fun. And then especially you are running behind, you have to catch the train and running through the airport. Having a good piece of luggage, meaning for a lot of times is they're smooth to push and to maneuver and to move. I think it's very, very important, especially you have other stuff that you have to worry about. For example, children and other luggages, and rushing against time, right? So for me, it's always worth it, because when you are running across the train stations or running across the airport, or even on those stone paved roads, it's not fun if your wheel fall out, during that particular journey, and then you have to find a new piece of luggage, and then you are in the touristy area. They are going to they're going to mark up the price. They know you're a tourist. So let's get into this piece of luggage, and then I'm going to show you what's inside and leave you some information, and then you can make your own decisions as to what is best fit for you, your family, or your budget. All right. So again, this is the blue one. So as you can see, this is the top, right? And then this is one of the side. It comes with the TSA lock, the zipper, the corner one, it's always a little harder because it got stuck. So you can easily, actually, let me see. I probably put in the wrong place. Give me a second. So what that is I can put it in easily, right? I can put it in, it comes with the lock, and then it's TSA, they have the master key, and then let me unlock it. So it pops right out, right? And here, and this is the leather trim. I don't know whether they're real leather or not, but it looks nice. It feels nice too. And so here is, this is our luggage belt, I guess. So this is one side of it. It's pretty standard, it's lined. It's very clean, I would have to say, and then it has this elastic, I guess ribbon, they might have called it ribbon, and so that it holds your stuff in place, and this is actually this is detachable, if you can see. If you don't want it, you can take it out, but I always just kind of keep it in, usually. And it's just a button. And so this is a pocket that you can put, it's matched. I believe it comes with a hanger as well. If you have suit and stuff like that, you can hang. I just don't know where I put it anymore because I just don't like, because we don't need it, and so I just never kept it in there. I believe it comes with these couple of bags for you to put some clothes in it if you want to separate out some of your stuff, maybe shoes, some clothes, and maybe socks and whatever. Now, so this is one side, right? And so I'm going to flip that around and show you the other side. So inside, this is another mesh pocket. As you can see, it's one big one. And on this side, it is also lined. It's very clean. This is the side that it's kind of from the front. So you have all the space that you need, and then you can close it up. So I guess I was never really told about it, but after years of traveling, I finally realized this is the side that you're supposed to put the small items. You can zip it up, right? And then so it doesn't fall out. And on the other side, because it only has the elastic band to hold it, so what you do is to put maybe the clothing item, you know, the stuff that doesn't fall out quite as easily, you know, not like little items, you know, if you have jewelry and stuff like that, you probably want to put it here. So there is a little tag, and it says this particular suitcase is making hungry, or this line, it's making hungry. And this is a black label series. It's called Lite-Cube Spinner 28 inch. Yes, 28 inch. So I don't exactly recall what is the warranty on the black label, but I have gotten a few this, because we have two pieces of this, and then we have a wheeled duffel bag that is also black label, and so far we don't have much of a problem. I have another video on that particular one, and which that one I think we had it longer, we use it a lot more often, because even for domestic trips we tend to use the wheel duffel bag because it can just hold a lot, and then we use that for international travel as well. But for this kind of suitcases, the hard case one, we usually only use it for international travel, unless we have a long trip lined up, right? So like I said, the wheels, let me zip it up. Now I am going to be really honest with you, the zipper on the inside is very smooth and very easy to use. Now the zipper on the outside, it's not bad, but the corner area, let's see, it's a little bit tough sometimes to get around. Okay, this side is a little bit easier. Sometimes I struggle with it because it gets stuck, the liner, I think. Okay, so I just need to move it back to move it to the front. So it's back to the original. Now the handle, that's also leather. The trim, it's leather. I don't know if it's fake or authentic, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Now this is the back side of it I want to show you. So the handle, it has two levels. So it locks it, and then I realized this is the place to put the names, you know, if you want. Apparently we don't, because I didn't even know about this. And like I said, the wheels are 360, so that's why I said it makes it really easy to push. Like my kids love it, you know, when we travel, now that they're older, they're not in stroller anymore, they can help easily with the luggage. And even though when it's full, they can push it, and then we can do the heavier, maybe the ones without the wheels, you know, maybe backpacks and stuff like that. So we can do the heavier stuff, and the kids can do that. So which makes it, you know, a lot more convenient, you know, less burden on the adults. And when you, again, like I said, you know, sometimes when you travel, time is, you will have to be fast, you know, you don't want to run late and things like that. And so it really matters because you don't want to miss the flight, you don't want to miss the train and things like that. So what I have learned throughout the years is that when we are traveling, we just want things to be easy. You don't want, being away from home, sometimes it's quite a bit to handle, you know, because you're in a foreign land, foreign place, you don't have your stuff, you don't have your home, and then you have to figure out, right, a city or a place or a country that you're not familiar with. So having something really easy to, or not have additional burden or trouble created along the way, I think it really, you know, can save you time and money. So just keep that in mind. You know, for me, it's something that it's a peace of mind. I don't really have to worry about it. I think this piece will probably, I mean, depending on how much I travel, right, this piece will probably last me at least 10 to 20 years. And so I really don't have to worry about replacing it anytime soon or spending any more money fixing it, right? And so so far so good. It's been well. You can see some of the marks, you know, after we travel, you know, and it happens. It happens. Let me see if you can see it. It's the, you know, a little scratches, but that's okay as long as it's doing its job. It's holding my stuff and keeping my stuff safe, and that's all it matters. So I really hope that this has been helping you to decide if you are in, it's, you know, you're trying to pick out a piece of new luggage, to find something that fits your budget and fits your needs. And one other thing that I wanted to mention is that I believe when I was at the Samsonite store picking out the luggages, I believe the store sales told me that because it's not flat on the front, or even maybe a little bit on the back, I believe, you know, don't quote me on this, but I believe what he said was that because it's not flat, when they encountered this particular model of the suitcase, when you check it in, they have to put it all the way on top. So what he's trying to tell me is you cannot stack other luggages on top of this one because it's going to make it fall. So this is really funny because he said, you know, it's kind of like a additional side feature, you know, that maybe not a lot of luggages it's going to be stacked on top of yours because it's slightly curved, and so that they have to stack on the top, and maybe that way, you know, your luggage will last a little longer just because you don't, you know, it's not going to endure a lot of pressure, right? A lot of weight and pressure over your flight. So I thought that was really interesting. You know, I kind of laughed about it. I was like, oh, that's kind of funny. Again, this is very light. I will include additional information to you. I believe they said this might be a curve technology, talking about the material, not the shape. But I'm not an expert on it. All I care is it worked, it lasts, it's doing its job, it's not giving me a problem. As far as the little details, if you wanted to look up to that, you can do your own research and find out a little bit more, because, you know, even if I hear about the material and things like that, I really care? You know, as long as it lasts, that's all that matters. So I'm hoping this has helped you again, you know, and let me know if you have any questions or concern, and I will see you next time. All right, bye-bye.